Welcome to Mobile on Air week number 2. My name is Cemal Büyükgökçesu and I'm a global product lead for mobile web at Google. In this session, I will be talking about optimizing for mobile growth by building great mobile experiences. Let me take you through the agenda for this session. Let's start with why this will be relevant to you and to your clients. I will talk about optimizing for mobile growth, the mobile journey, and how user-first companies stay successful. After that, we will cover how great mobile experiences have a few things in common. They are fast, seamless, and personalized. I will share some examples of what this means. And finally, we will have a live Q&A in which we hope to answer your most pressing questions. Feel free to write any questions you may have in the box below the video, and we will answer over text or at the end of the session. Most companies run some type of paid advertisement to help achieve marketing and business goals. I want to start by asking this question: what happens after the ad? It's not a tricky question. What happens after the ad is the user arrives on your website or app, and that's where your business happens. Let's take this example. Actually, this is a simplified user journey. A person sees the ad, taps on it, and lands on the mobile site or app, and hopefully then converts. The reality is much more complex, but we can see there are two parts in this journey. What happens before the ad, and what happens after. Businesses typically invest a lot of time and money into the first part, constantly making sure ads are highly optimized and deliver the best ROI, etc. However, and this is the surprising part, not many brands are focused on optimizing the user journey on their site or app. And even if they do, some optimizations in this area of business is highly underinvested. This is the part we need to focus more on than we do now. To make sure you make the most of your marketing budgets and achieve your objectives, you should focus on the after the ad part and optimize the mobile experience. Research from Forrester and Google studies show that companies who have invested in improving mobile experiences have seen 3-digit growth in mobile conversions. That's a big number. We have countless of cases in our blog, Think with Google, that show this with multiple brands globally. This really shows the value in investing in optimizing the mobile experience. Now, when I talk about mobile, what do I mean? Mobile websites or mobile apps? I have mentioned both already. Many businesses have both mobile websites and mobile apps, and users are familiar with using both. Mobile journeys often go across both mobile web and apps, and they create a unified mobile strategy. What we should really understand here is, in fact, the lines between web and app continue to blur. Users continuously switch between platforms. 45% of shopping sessions include more than one transition between a site and an app. And people don't buy on the first visit. On average, a mobile shopping session contains at least 6 visits to an app and/or mobile site. Visitors of optimized sites are 3 times more likely to download the app. A uniform and great experience everywhere is important for acquiring loyal customers. Now, what all this means is that today's consumer journeys are more complex than ever. Users expect brands to anticipate their needs and make it easy for them to get what they want, no matter how they engage. Let's take a look at a global brand that decided to have an overarching mobile strategy across mobile web and app to drive growth. Back in 2017, there was no way to listen to Spotify on mobile web. They had a desktop web app, but no option to listen on mobile web. But every day, millions of people visited artist, playlist, and album pages on Spotify's mobile website. Each one of those users hit a wall when they tried to play music. They had to download the Spotify app to start listening. Spotify team had a hunch that this hard download wall was turning users away from Spotify and hurting their ability to grow. They realized that there were two clear user segments who wouldn't use the app, even discovered it. Those with limited storage space and couldn't install the app. And those who were unaware of Spotify and had no compelling reason to download the app from a link that they just discovered. So Spotify did a small experiment. They built a limited web player, letting people listen to one song before downloading the app. And they saw an instant increase of 25% in their first day plays. All those people who previously couldn't or wouldn't listen now could. With that validation, they went and built a fully immersive progressive web app. They made the web experience as similar to the app as possible, and the results were quite compelling. They saw a 54% increase in day one plays and a sustained 14% increase in active users all the way through the day 60. They also learned about the power of the web as a reactivation driver. 30% of logins were coming from users who had not been active in the past 28 days. The mobile web was bringing churned users back onto the platform. A concern that Spotify had was that launching a web experience could cannibalize app downloads and hurt retention. But they actually solved the opposite. When people have access to a robust web experience to try out Spotify, they are actually more likely to download their app. Spotify themselves said, by building a mobile web experience, we made Spotify accessible to more users and have seen sustained growth on both web and app. The lesson: if you want to maximize growth, offer a great experience to users however they are discovering you, and remove friction and let them get straight to the product. This is relevant for any business, whether they are app-first businesses like Spotify or companies who are traditionally more web-first like e-commerce companies. We know that focusing on the user and creating a great mobile experience across web and apps can drive growth. But it is not always as simple as that. Designers, developers, and product teams may have the best intentions, but often are not empowered by leadership to do what is best for the user. So, how do brands achieve that? Brilliant customer experiences beg the question: how did they do that? Creating a great user experience must be supported by the right organizational design and culture. As we work to make fast, seamless, and personalized experiences on mobile, the single largest impediment is organizational design and culture. Ask yourself if your company is ready for this. Research from McKinsey & Company shows that user-first companies stay successful by incorporating the following ingredients: analytical leadership, driving design with the same rigor as revenues and costs; no silos, breaking down the walls between different design departments; user-centric design is everyone's responsibility, and development is de-risked by continually listening, testing, and iterating with end users. And leadership is committed to making this happen right across the business. And friends, this is an important slide indeed. Ask yourself if the company you work for has these key ingredients or where you need to work at. We put together this handbook to help any organization that wants to transform its mobile presence to benefit the user. We outline principles from the realm of change management and tailor them to mobile programs. You can use these techniques, tactics, and tools to tackle a complete user experience overhaul. You can read it and share it with your teams by going to this URL here or searching the Mobile First Transformation Handbook. So, what makes a mobile experience really great? Let's talk about solutions you can implement to improve the UX on your mobile site or apps. As I have mentioned many times already, user journeys span across both mobile sites and apps, and it is important to give users a great mobile experience on both. What exactly does that mean? Well, when users land on your site or app, first impressions matter. Get fast, stay fast. If you don't deliver what people want quickly, they will leave and find someone else that will, regardless of country borders. When they browse, make it seamless for users to navigate and complete key actions, so you can convert more visitors into customers. And when they return, deliver a personalized and relevant experience. I will go into more detail on solutions for making your mobile site or app fast, seamless, and personalized over the next 15 minutes. Firstly, let's talk about having fast mobile experiences. Improvements in mobile site speed can positively affect a brand's bottom line. A recent study from Deloitte Digital found that a site speed improvement of just 0.1 seconds leads to an increase in conversion rates and average order value. We will talk about this study in details in 2 weeks in our dedicated web session. By the way, that's not a typo. It is 0.1 second or 100 milliseconds. You see, milliseconds can make millions. Site speed is really important to get a great user experience and business results. And here is an example from BMW and their road to a faster site. They used AMP and progressive web app technology to make their site fast and reliable for their customers. The new site loads 3 times faster, and the proportion of people clicking from bmw.com to a BMW sales site increased from 8 to 30%. And their global head of digital marketing says, "It is now clear to me that mobile site speed is critical to success, no matter what kind of business you are in." To get started with creating a fast mobile experience, use these resources or share them with relevant teams in your company. For mobile web specific, use Test My Site to see how your mobile site speed compares to the competition. And visit web.dev/fast for tools and best practices to get fast and stay fast. For mobile apps, check out the best practices for maximizing your app's performance at developer.android.com. Once you have visitors on your site, convert more of them into customers by making the user journey seamless. Ways to do this include A/B testing design changes to improve UX, making critical moments like sign up, sign in, and checkout frictionless, enabling app deep linking, and using progressive web apps. I will go through each of these solutions now, one by one. Firstly, let's focus on UX and design. 65% of consumers said they will switch from a poorly designed mobile experience to one that makes purchasing easy. A well-designed mobile experience is one that makes it easy for users to find what they are looking for and buy it, whether they are on your mobile site or mobile app, or switching between the two. And there is no need to over-engineer to improve a mobile experience. It is really super simple, if you can see the opportunity. This example from Eastpak shows the results of several small UX changes, including definitive calls to action on their site and use of colors. On the left, you can see a simple change from a button that's hard to see to a button with contrasting colors, improved click-through rate on their main call to action by 20%. Similarly, on the right, changing the checkout button from black to orange to make it stand out more increased their conversion rate by 12%. This is a great example that shows you don't need to redesign your entire site or app to improve the experience. You can start testing different design elements immediately with little resource investment and get significant results. And for any changes you want to make, it is important to run tests, so you have the data to show what impact the changes have on conversion. On the web, you can use Google Optimize. And on the native apps, you can use Firebase. I can't stress enough the importance of testing. So what's next? Think about site and native app design as an ongoing process, which will never end. And rather than a total redesign every year, optimize on a small scale every week and create a culture of testing in your company. If you would like to learn how Google thinks about UX research, A/B testing, and design, take the CRO course. If you are ready to get started with A/B testing, check out Google Optimize for testing on the web and Firebase for testing in native apps. Now, let's talk about sign up, sign in, and checkout. 76% of smartphone users are more likely to purchase from companies whose mobile sites or apps allow them to make purchases quickly. Sign up, sign in, and payments can be very slow and painful. All the forms you have to fill in and typing on mobile is hard. Improving the experience at these pain points can reduce abandonment and help improve conversion rates. Autofill is one way to help users check out easier and faster on both mobile sites and apps. Forms are hard to fill on mobile. 1 out of 2 users abandon during checkout due to too long and complicated checkout and account creation process. Autofill makes filling out forms easier by automatically entering information users have saved to their Google account, Chrome browser, or mobile device. It is easy to implement and greatly improves the form filling experience. You can skip the forms altogether in the checkout with Google Pay and let customers purchase in just a few clicks. Google Pay uses the payment information stored in the user's Google account, and there are billions of ready-to-pay users who have previously transacted on Chrome, YouTube, or Play. Once selecting a product to purchase or adding a product to the cart, users then select the Google Pay button, choose their form of payment from the chooser, and complete the purchase. It's that easy. And in as little as 2 clicks, your users can complete their purchase with Google Pay at no additional cost to them or to you. You can see an example of this in the animated GIF in this slide. And by the way, Google Pay works on web and app and can be integrated in just a few days. Here are 2 case studies from customers who have implemented Google Pay. Starbucks were so pleased with the customer adoption of Google Pay in the Starbucks mobile app that they extended it to their auto-reload platform. Viewlink saw a 17% increase in conversions after implementing Google Pay on their mobile website. When it comes to sign up and sign in, simplifying the login or account creation process helps remove user frustration with creating yet another account and then remembering the password. The streamlined UX of Google's identity products helps you get more signed-in users while also strengthening the security of your app. There are a range of different solutions that make sign up and sign in easy for the user and provide a seamless and secure experience across web and app. In the image on this slide, you can see an example of Google Sign-In, which is the Sign In with Google button. You are probably familiar with it. This gets users into your site or app quickly and securely using the Google accounts they already have and creates a seamless experience across devices for your users. Users sign in once and are authenticated on all of their devices. Simplifying sign up and sign in removes user frustration, helps you grow your signed in user base, and creates the opportunity for personalization, and ultimately increases sales. Another of Google's identity solutions is one-tap sign up and sign in. With one-tap sign up, new users can sign up with just one tap, without being interrupted by a sign-up screen. Users get a secure, token-based, passwordless account with your app, protected by their Google account. With one-tap sign-in, returning users can sign into your app with one tap on any device, whether they use a Google account or a password. This is a great way to create a really low-friction sign-up and sign-in experience and makes it seamless for users to remain signed in across devices, sites or apps. Remember, people hate filling out forms, especially on mobile devices. This is one of the largest pain points for users. Removing this friction can help reduce user frustration and increase your conversion rate. Check out Autofill, Google Pay, and Google Identity solutions to help improve your sign-up, sign-in, and payments experiences. If you have mobile apps, app deep linking is a great way to reduce friction when bringing app users back into your app. Users tapping links have one goal in mind: to get to the content they want to see. Android app links and iOS universal links take users who have your app installed to a link's specific content directly in your app, rather than the mobile site. In this example, a user who has the Auto app installed does a search on Google and sees a shopping ad. When they click on the ad, they are taken straight into the relevant product page in the app, rather than the mobile site. And advertisers who enable this see up to 2x conversion rate when app users click on mobile search, shopping, or display ads and open in the app versus the mobile site. Ozone is one example of a customer who has seen a great boost to their ad performance after enabling app deep linking. They saw a 54% boost of conversions, a 33% increase in ROI, and 4x more purchases from their campaigns. To enable this, you need three things. Enable app deep links using Android app links or iOS universal links. Measure app conversions using Google Analytics for Firebase. And finally, enable smart bidding in your account to optimize bids. To get started, you can learn more about enabling app deep linking and share the documentation with your developers. Don't forget, if you enabled app deep linking, you also need to track your in-app conversions. Check out the Google Analytics for Firebase for information on how to do that. And lastly, in this section, let's talk about progressive web apps. Progressive web apps, or PWA, are a fancy name for a website that takes advantage of new browser APIs and offers an experience on mobile web that users have come to expect on mobile. PWAs have features like push notifications, offline browsing, and can be installed like any other app. When a PWA is installed, it can be accessed from all the places you would expect to find an app: the home screen and the app tray. When a user taps and launches the PWA, it loads in full screen as is available in the task switcher like any other app. And Google studies have shown that companies see a 20% increase in their conversion rates when they add PWA capabilities to their mobile site. By the way, remember, a PWA is not a separate thing to your mobile site. It is a mobile website that is using modern browser technology to provide a better user experience. Weekendesk is an example of a company taking advantage of progressive web apps to create a seamless experience on mobile. They created an ultra-fluid experience by unifying their website and native app. Their users expect a fast and intuitive experience regardless of the channel. They modernized their website, transforming it into a PWA, and then publish that into the Play Store as well. Users get exactly the same experience whether they come via the browser or the Play Store. And the results are great. They see a 2.5x uplift in conversions from people who have installed the PWA. And the site is up to 30% faster now. Here you can see a breakdown of some of the PWA features. The website is much faster and the transitions between pages are smoother. On the second page visited, the user is asked if they want to install the PWA. If the user loses the network connection, the wish list is still available. And it is installable from the Google Play Store, just like any other Android app. To get started with progressive web apps and learn how to enhance your web experience, visit web.dev/progressivewebapps and check out the PWA ebook written by Google and published by Awards. You can find it at pwa-book.awards.com. By the way, it is a PWA itself. So, we have covered creating fast and seamless mobile experiences. Now, let's talk about the third part of a great experience, offering a personalized experience. 63% of smartphone users expect to get information specific to them and their situations while using the smartphone. This means users expect personalization. So, personalization means showing customized content to the user based on what you know about them. The simplest example of this would be leveraging the behavior they have exhibited on your site or app. For example, take a look at Craig at the top. He visited the site or app 3 times in the past week, but hasn't shown any affinity with a particular product. He sees the regular homepage and regular content. Kaman, on the other hand, in the bottom, has purchased a fiction book recently. Instead of seeing the regular homepage and content, she has a personalized experience, showing fiction books and content. They are different people with different needs, but one expectation: personalized content. Here is another example from Spotify and how they used Google Optimize 360 to offer a personalized landing page experience based on what people are searching for on Google. This is a great example of personalization. As it shows, you can get great results just by personalizing the landing pages based on what users are searching for on Google. They wanted to increase the number of premium subscribers and create locally relevant experiences in different regions. They created a specific landing page for users in Germany searching for audiobooks on Google. And they tested this custom landing page and saw a 20% increase in premium subscriptions. To learn more about getting started with personalization, check out the web-specific information on the Optimize Resource Hub and the app-specific information on the Firebase website. To summarize, as I have mentioned many times already, user journeys span across both mobile sites and apps, and it is important to give users a great experience on both. What does this mean? When users land on your site or app, first impressions matter. Get fast, stay fast. So if you don't deliver what people want quickly, they will leave and find someone else that will. When they browse, make it seamless for users to navigate and complete key actions, so you can convert more visitors into customers. And finally, when they return, deliver a personalized and relevant experience. I will leave you with this key message. What happens after the ad is your business. Optimizing your mobile strategy and experience is critical for success. Before we go to live Q&A, I want to share some resources that are specially curated for you with our Think with Google team. We have some work from home tips, resources on navigating uncertain times, and resources for improving your mobile experiences. You can visit Mobile on Air homepage and check out the tab called Think with Google Resources after the live Q&A. Thanks and see you in a second.